How's it going, everybody? This is presidential candidate nominee Jonathan Thomas Bailey, the American Political Party. Nominee for 2024. Just up here to do a little, discussion. Right now, the discussion is on inflation and prices versus spending. So, if you look at Joe Biden's spending, he's proposing spending 2 times what was spent 4 years ago, 5 years ago on the annual budget. And everything costs 2 times more. And where he's getting all this money is by borrowing it from us out of circulation, out of our bank accounts, out of our pockets. And the more this guy spends, the higher the price of everything goes. And it's commensurate exactly with inflation versus the national budget. So he's spending twice as much. Everything costs twice as much. And what we're seeing isn't direct inflation. It's kind of what they call transitory inflation, because they're increasing the prices of everything across the board: rent, food, gas, everything that you need to pay for their spending. Money isn't printed, it's borrowed. And so they're borrowing from our wealth, our everyday wealth. They're borrowing from circulation, all this extra money to pay for Joe Biden. And ultimately, it's unsustainable. And so basically, we're at an election point where if you don't vote for a candidate that has some valid plan as to policy, as to what they're going to do and how they're going to repay the national debt, then basically by the time you wake up in 2025, your currency won't be worth shit. There will be 375 million people starved to death, and this shit's going to go truly wrong. So I'm leading Joe Biden on the all these things, and he comes out today and he says he wants to deal with the housing prices. But you look at what he's doing, he's trying to lower mortgage rates without affecting the direct rental prices. People that paid mortgages pay significantly less than renters to begin with. Rent has doubled since he took office, along with the price of everything else, along with the amount in the national budget that's being spent. And so, when we encounter this, the answer isn't to lower mortgage payments, which they'll only take out by increasing rental prices. The answer is to get rid of the buffoon in office that's doing it and slash spending in half back to where it was in 2018, slash prices back down to where they were in 2018, start lifting taxes, strategic taxes, and have an actual strategic plan for how to address the national debt and repay the national debt in a way that refinances the American economy and the American people to begin to regrow and redevelop their wealth. So, in society today, we have no pensions, no retirements, no prevailing wage, no nothing, because it's all been taken or borrowed by these candidates and these politicians that want to spend twice as much as we got. And the answer isn't to keep electing these people. Joe Biden spent $6-7 trillion a year. Donald Trump spent $6 or $7 trillion a year. And these guys from Epstein Island have no clue what U.S. policy looks like or how to pay off the national debt. So ultimately, it falls on the rest of us to say, look, we can't let these people in an office. We can't let these people keep pulling this shit. We can't let these people keep running our fucking country in the ground. It doesn't matter which one of them you want to vote for. We have to step up and say, no, enough is enough. You're giving us our money back. You're knocking your shit off, and we're putting you in check, because that's where what the American people's job is. But ultimately, it takes someone like me to get up there to put them in check, and it takes a whole lot of people like you to help me do it. And so, if I don't get enough support to at least continue to be ahead of these guys and put it down in a way that benefits you, then you're not going to get any benefits. That's the way that rolls. So, if you leave me hanging, you get left hanging. That's all there is to it. And if I left you hanging, I'd get left hanging too. Just like Joe Biden. He left everybody hanging. He's off fucking blowing a wad. Leave him hanging. Donald Trump. Leave him hanging. All these Epstein Island motherfuckers. Leave them hanging. The reason why is because they plan to do this to your country. They plan to destroy your country and collapse your shit financially. And we can't afford to pay for their asses no more. We're at the peak of national debt, $35 trillion in. And if you let these guys pull this one more time, there won't be an America left. There won't be an America. There won't be a United States. There won't be shit left. Your children are going to grow up in a fifth world country. So it's up to you to take a stand, and it's up to you to know what you stand for. And so just know that my primary objective in running this campaign deals with the national debt. Because as an operative, I have intel and information regarding how to deal with these issues and how to resolve them that these other politicians don't. I'm sure you may know I'm not a politician particularly. I deal with policy issues and shit like that. But, you know, it's the reason that I run this campaign for the Oval Office has to do with national debt. Because when you're poor, them blowing your country apart with debt and crisis reflects directly on you. You're the one that pays the price and the consequence. So, you know, when you're poor, you get less of an option regarding whether or not you get to take a stand or not. And right now, we all have to take a stand and make these people refinance our economy by paying off that national debt. And they don't know how. And they don't give a fuck. And it's up to you to stand the fuck up. I'm just one piece on a board. And if y'all don't become pieces on the board, nobody can help you.